ASUS Zenfone 9 has been nearly impossible to get in the US, and for good reason. It's a rare breed of smartphone that really appeals to the counterculture of large screens, less ports, and repetitious iterations of the same design language across multiple brands. I'm Anthony Cinco here with US Mobile, and I can't wait to show you everything I like about this compact beast of a phone. Let's do it! The Zenfone 9 features a 5.9-inch 120Hz AMOLED display. It'll reach 1100 nits max brightness when you're viewing HDR content. Inside, it's being powered by the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, running Android 12 on ASUS's Zen UI. It offers dual SIM support with the SIM card tray on the bottom, but no eSIM at this time, so I decided to load it up with a SIM card from my US Mobile starter kit. And despite its small size, it features a 4300 mAh battery, which will carry this thing through the day. Honestly, it's not all about specs on paper, it's about how the manufacturer makes the specs work for you and work for the phone. That being said, there are tons of benefits to using this mid-tier price phone, and a few drawbacks that come with it too. The first thing you notice about the Zenfone 9 is that material on the back. It's this soft touch plastic that captured my awe in the unboxing.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. The feel of this. Oh my god, it's like felt. It's like suede.
It emulates the feeling of a DSLR camera grip, but honestly the aluminum frame is not as premium as the magnesium alloy that you'd find on a Sony. However, this does make for a very lightweight experience and the phone feels like nothing in your hand. It's quite perfectly sized for one or two-handed use, with features like one-handed mode and the added benefits of the Smart Key, which functions as a fingerprint reader, a power button, and a gesture-based button too. So the Smart Key falls right where a right-handed person needs it. The display on the Zenfone 9 is going to be an area of controversy for many. While it does have a 120Hz refresh rate that is dynamic depending on the setting you choose, I gotta be honest, I've seen better color and brightness on other devices, but those devices do cost over $1,000. Plus, there's a silver ring around the selfie camera which captures your reflection or the reflections of lights when you're looking at it in pretty much any light environment. To me, this was simply a poor design choice on ASUS's end. Like, why not just make it a matte black or have the screen overlap ultra close to that selfie camera? Now, the camera experience is the star feature of the device. I mean, just look at it. They're calling out to you when you look at the device as it's face down. In a world of gigantic camera bumps, I think this is one that we can excuse because each of these cameras sits on a 6-dimensional gimbal, and it works fantastic. With the 50-megapixel main camera and the 12-megapixel ultra-wide, you're getting decent camera performance, but what really enhances it is the software post-processing. ASUS's post-processing really makes colors pop, and the pictures are very sharp. If you really want to get hands-on, there's a pro mode where you can tweak everything from ISO, exposure settings, the whole 9 yards. And there are a plethora of different camera modes in here, so many that I'm going to dedicate a standalone video just to covering the Zenfone 9 camera. But I will say shooting video is possible for some legitimate professional cases. The gimbal is best in class, and I went ahead and shot a music video with it.
Make 'em filthy.
Now, the microphones on this camera are definitely good enough to get the job done, but something I found weird is that there's no input monitoring when you're using the cameras. So you can't even really get a super accurate sense of what the environment sounds like unless you were to plug in a USB-C external mic and then plug your headphones into those if they have an input monitoring function. I'm not going to say to shoot a whole film with it, but you can accomplish a lot. And definitely stay tuned to the channel for that video that's going to show all the different ways this camera works for you. Zen UI is a pretty lightly skinned version of Android. It's ultra customizable with little tweaks and modifications that ASUS threw in around every corner. In fact, I had written this script and revised it time and time again as I kept on using the phone over the course of the past few weeks, because it felt like every time I thought I was settled in, I would get a notification about something I can change, or I would be in my settings and come across a setting I didn't realize was even there. But if you're not into all that, it provides an amazing stock experience right out of the box. ASUS provided some really cool wallpapers, everything is super snappy, and the phone runs like a charm. The Zenfone has 4 different performance modes, ranging from high performance to dynamic, durable, and ultra durable to get the most out of your battery. Altogether, the 4300 mAh battery is long-lasting, and this phone is optimized to make the most of it. The phone impeccably plays some of the most graphically intensive games on the Play Store. Game Genie is a really cool menu that ASUS added where if you pull down from your corner, you get quick and relevant tools that gamers would appreciate. There's things you can toggle like displaying your GPU, CPU, and frame rate on screen. You can change the performance mode that you're in if you need to kick it into high gear. You can toggle notifications and much, much more. It's just one of those things that you wouldn't expect, but it's there if you want it. The Zen UI launcher is awesome, and I absolutely love the design choices that they made. The 90s aesthetic has been ruling fashion for months now, and 3D design is back in full effect. I mean, just look at this moving wallpaper. It's absolutely amazing. Not only that, but the sound design on this phone is incredible. It's nostalgic. It features jingles that sound like a 2004 Verizon default ringtone in the best way. It's sad to see that the widgets are not following the same design language though. They just look like typical modern smartphone designs. Plus there's no custom icon pack on here either like the new Pixel phone has. The customizable always-on display is giving 2015 Motorola vibes. Like I said, it's just got this nostalgia to it. They really did not hold back. And with custom colors and custom background designs, it's so fun to play with. If you're not into that aesthetic, you also get the option to choose a more modern and sleek Android style always-on display that just shows your time super big. Altogether, I think the Zen UI experience is just scratching the surface of what we could do with this design aesthetic. The notification bar is one of those things that I just have a gripe with. There are icons, lots of them, in all shapes and sizes. ASUS deciding to throw in an aux jack is so legendary. I was so happy to see that I could just plug headphones in because as a musician, it's really valuable to me to have this functionality. The delay with Bluetooth right now is still so much so that it's not practical. But if you are connecting with Bluetooth, that 5.2 quality is nice. Everything sounded so much brighter in my headphones and in my car when compared to my iPhone. Playing audio externally, the speakers are one of the many compromises of having a compact phone like this one. It's definitely not anything to write home about. Audio Wizard is another one of those add-ons like Game Genie that ASUS has just thrown in here if you want to get into it. It offers you 4 different EQ presets and also gives you a full multi-band equalizer that you can tweak to your liking. One of the little sprinklings ASUS put on top of Android is their own audio mode. It bundles everything together by default and it doesn't give you on-demand toggles to adjust the individual outputs, so I just switched it off. When I first heard about the Zenfone 9, I thought it was everything I could ever want in a smartphone. Small size, amazing cameras, aux jack? As I'm reflecting, it appears that a huge chunk of the budget has been dumped into the camera experience. That's on the hardware side with the gimbals and the software side with all the optimizations and custom modes. They somehow crammed a massive battery for all-day use, and they got the aux jack in there. It's an impressive feat. This phone will perform any task you throw at it. There's little to be desired for usability. I would recommend this phone for video and photo enthusiasts, people who might not have their DSLR on them but want to capture video on the go in a really great way, or for aspiring content creators. The gimbal makes it really easy to accomplish a lot with very little gear. And people who are nostalgic for the good old days, you know, smartphones with aux jacks and funky design language, but they want some modern features. If I were to put requests on my wish list for ASUS, I would really just love to see an upgraded version of the Zenfone 9. Something with a more premium build, throw in some camera accessories in the box, improve the performance of that ultra-wide camera. So, will you be trying to purchase this one? If you're a US customer, you can go on the ASUS website to get notifications about when the phone comes out. That's how I was able to get this one. Look out for more Zenfone content coming soon on the channel, including that camera review, the deep dive, and check out this video right here if you want to see my review of the Nothing phone. It's an even more affordable device that's going for a way different market. It's sleek, it's iPhone-esque, and it's got all the modern design features. Super futuristic. Once again, this has been Anthony Cinco with US Mobile. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!